Hello everyone. I am Dr. Savan Giridhar Dharmapurivar, Associate Professor, Department of English, Vidyasagar Kala Mahavidyalay, Khairi Bijewada Ramte. Today we are going to discuss the topic origin of the English drama. So let us begin with the topic origin of the English drama. We shall learn the topic origin of the English drama under following key points. The first one is beginning of drama in England. Second one is mystery and miracle plays. Third one is morality plays. Fourth one is the interludes. The fifth point will be classical imitation. And the last will be rise of native drama in England. So let us begin with the topic origin of the English drama. In England, drama began as the handmaid of religion. During the Middle Ages, from the year 956 to 1500, the church services were conducted in Latin, which were not properly understood by many people. So the clergymen presented inside the church some religious stories and episodes from the life of Jesus Christ. They generally performed these episodes on some religious and festive occasions. The actors in these religious performances were all priests or the monks from the church. Generally, these performances were given inside the church. With the passage of time, Latin language was replaced by English. With the introduction of English dialogues, number of viewers also increased. People just like to watch those dramas. That's why number of viewers, number of people who started coming to the church in order to witness or watch those drama. The effective and elaborate performances now needed more space. As a result of that, drama moved out of the church, and this was the beginning of the English drama, or rather drama started in England. In the course of time, the plays developed a secular tendency, but their control and direction yet remained in the hands of clergymen and the church. In latter days, drama companies and trade guilds were established who presented and created these dramas. The drama companies presented two types of plays which were very popular during those days. The first one was the morality plays. The first one was the mystery plays, and the second one was known as the miracle plays. Now, one by one, we shall try to learn that what are these mystery and miracle plays, and this was the first step in the origin of the English drama, the beginning of the mystery and the miracle plays. So when we think about mystery plays, the mystery plays dealt with the scenes and events taken from the Bible. The plot of these plays was based on the stories from the Bible. The miracle plays deal with the lives of famous saints. They were based on the events, moral teaching, and lives of the famous saints. Mystery and miracle plays were presented on the carriages drawn by the horses, popularly known as the wheeled theatre. These wheeled theatre were carried by horses from one place to another place, and on those wheel theatres or on those wooden platforms, the dramas were presented during those days. The miracle plays were more popular than the mystery plays, they gained rapid favor of the audience because of their variety and novelty. They were extremely popular during the Middle Ages. Generally, the mystery and miracle plays dealt with the chief biblical events right from the creation of man to the resurrection of Jesus Christ and the lives of the famous saints of England. And those plays were very much liked by the English people. The people just like to watch those plays on the stage, and they were moving towards the places where those plays were presented. The next step in the development of the English drama was the growth of the moralities and interludes. So development of morality and interludes was the next step in the origin of the English drama. They appeared in the middle of the 15th century. First, we shall learn about the morality plays. Morality plays were based on moral preaching. As the name suggests, morality plays. So these plays were based on some moral teaching or the preaching. As a result of that, biblical teaching and figures disappeared from the stage, and in place of that, their place was taken by some virtues and vices. The characters in these morality plays were personified virtues and vices. And based on those characters, a story has been built by the dramatist, a plot has been created by the dramatist, and he presents that story in the form of the drama. So the characters in the moralities were personified virtues and vices like sin, death, pride, lust, greed, beauty, luxury, truth, and all such kinds of what we can say personified virtues and vices were used by the dramatist in the form of the characters. And the best morality plays of the Middle Ages, those have come down to us, are Mankind, Wisdom, and Everyman. Towards the end of the 15th century, a new type of the play arose known as the interlude. It was not a separate play in itself, but a comic scene in the play. Once again, I'm saying it was not a separate play in itself, but a comic scene in the play. In other words, we can say that it was a play within the play. It was introduced with the sole view to dispel the tragic atmosphere and effect. It introduced some comic element in the play. At the same time, it was interlinked between the development of the drama. The drama was transforming from mystery, miracle, moralities play to the, what we can say, it was moving towards the Elizabethan drama. It was the, what we can say, middle period. During those interludes were developed. So it was introduced with the sole view to dispel the tragic atmosphere and effect. And it introduced some comic element in the play. The famous example of interlude is John Haywood's The Four Ps. It is an interlude in which four persons enter into a competition to tell the biggest lie in the world, which creates a lot of amusement and fun in the play. An audience where, what we can suggest, like to watch this particular drama that was presented in the form of the interlude. The next step in the origin of the English drama was classical imitation. As a result of revival of learning, there began the performances of the Greek and Latin plays. So the classic plays from the Greek theater, classic plays from the Latin theater were brought on English stage, on stage of England, and those were presented, and people like to watch them. So the next step was imitation of the classical drama in English. The first English comedy in imitation of classical model was Ralph Roister, and it was written in 1550 by Nicholas Udall. Okay, once again I will tell, the first English comedy in imitation of classical model was written in English in the year 1550, and it was written by Nicholas Udall, and the title of that comedy was Ralph Doister. The first English tragedy in imitation, or the first English tragedy based on the classical model, was Gorboduc, which was written in the year 1561, and it was written jointly by Thomas Sackville and Thomas Norton. So the first English comedy in imitation was Ralph Roister Doister, written in the year 1550, and the first English tragedy written in imitation was Gorboduc, which was written in the year 1561. So thus the English drama was under the influence of classical drama. It was, means the dramatists were imitating the classical forms. They were imitating the Greek and the Latin drama. This problem of imitation was solved by the predecessors of William Shakespeare, and that we are going to study under the subtopic Rise of Native Drama in England. The predecessors of William Shakespeare, who wrote drama in English, rejected the classical model, classical themes, and turned to native elements and subjects while writing their plays. They told that we are writing dramas for the English people, and that's why we will not deal with the classical themes. We will not deal with the Latin or the Greek drama, but rather we will write a drama which is based on the subjects related to the English soil, related to the life of the English people, related to the interest and likings of the English people. And that's why they rejected the classical elements into the drama, and they started writing the original drama of English. Lilly was the one who wrote comedies with native elements and subjects without any influence of the classical drama. Marlowe was the one who wrote immortal tragedies dealing with the native themes and elements and subjects. So these two people were the predecessors of Shakespeare, or rather they wrote drama during that time, and they people started writing the drama with the native element into it. And then further, this chain was strengthened in the Elizabethan age by William Shakespeare, in whose hands the native drama of England bloomed like a spring flower. And we watched that. Plenty of drama has been written by the English writers, and that has been presented in the form of what we presented on the stage, and people like to see that drama, and the drama started blooming like a flower, like a spring flower in England. So this is all about the origin of the English drama. With this, we have come to the end of our discussion on the topic origin of the English drama. I shall end my talk for today. I hope you might have enjoyed and understood the topic. Thank you. Thank you, all of you.